Hey folks, Sean here, and in this episode, I want to talk to you about your idea, which you may be very protective over, but I want to explain to you why you probably shouldn't be. There's a famous quote that's often attributed to one of the godfathers of computing. I don't know whether or not that's actually the case. I can't find great records on that, but it doesn't matter. The whole point of the quote is really what's important here, and that's don't worry about anyone stealing your idea. If your idea is any good, you're going to have to hammer it down someone's throat. I love this quote because I've experienced this in that your ideas are probably not as worth protecting as you think they are. And that's really what speaks to the value of execution, and that being the most important element of what it is you want to do with your potential idea, which could become a business, and in terms of the way I describe them in a B2B SaaS application or product. So, now, I mention this because I'm getting more deeply involved in venture building and helping people with getting their ideas off the ground, turning them into successful, profitable B2B SaaS products. And I'm still getting a lot of people coming to me that are very hesitant to describe anything about their idea, or they're unwilling to share all of the details. Now, what I can tell you is that essentially is almost a sign or a flag to an advisor, to a potential investor, of the fact that you may not have been through this before, and that you may not be ready for a conversation with someone at that level. Because the ones that have been there, myself included, know that there really is nothing behind an idea from a value perspective. Your idea really isn't worth all that much if you haven't turned it into a successful business already. That's where the value comes from. So if you're worried about someone stealing your idea, you're thinking about this all wrong. And instead, what you should be doing is you should be sharing your idea with as many people as possible in order to try to get validation and feedback on it in terms of how much value it can provide to the target market. And especially, you want to reach out to those personas who could be your users or buyers. So that's what really matters. So if you're still in a situation where you're afraid to share your idea with anyone, then this work may not be for you, or you just may not have this experience yet. Trust me when I say that for the most part, people are not necessarily looking to steal your ideas, and even if they are, there's so much work they have to put into in order to turn that into anything that it's really not worth worrying about. And in reality, if there is no competition out there for what it is that you're doing, that's a different problem entirely. If there is no one out there trying to do what you're doing, that sounds like an advantage, but it's really not. So don't worry about anyone stealing your idea. Get it out there, test it, validate it, see what it can become.